Alright. I didn't know that today was Groundhog Day, so happy Groundhog Day to everybody out there that needs to know if spring is going to come early. Well, if you live in California, it feels like summertime right now. It's 2:43 or 14:43 p.m. in Army time on the second day of February 2018. So, welcome, ladies and gents, to week 87 or part 87, however you display it, of the hashtag Business Minded Leaders, aka the Wolfson, with your host, Chinchilla Q, also known as Q Moore. And so, with that, ladies and gents, we are going to start today's show off in the right way. We're going to enjoy it. It's been a blessed couple of days off, and I got a major news for you guys. If all goes well with this new shift bit at my work, I should be able to get Mondays and Tuesdays off again. The reason that's a blessing, for those of you that know, I did a video podcast, part 40 something was done today at the beach. I forgot what part for the video vlog, but nevertheless though, ladies and gents, the blessed part about it is that if I do get Monday, Tuesday off again over at the job that I'm at, and do know that everything will still be updated on Friday, but the video podcast will be back on Tuesdays as opposed to Friday. So I'm looking forward towards that. Cause that right there is gonna be a major blessing in disguise. Straight up. Can't wait to get back to Monday, Tuesday schedules. I can actually get my mind back to what day it is. Regardless of the fact, good evening to each and every one of you. Actually, good afternoon to each and every one of you. Hope you guys are enjoying this Friday, wherever you are at. At the same time, it's, like I said once again, it's really gonna be a blessing. We did the podcast today over at the beach. I'm not saying what beach it was at. So, for the video podcast. Not gonna let you guys know the location anymore for the time being. I'm just gonna keep it a secret. But if you do pay attention to the scenery in the video podcast, then you will know where the locations of things are at. So with that, we're going to talk about these posts. We go get it cracking. And with that, we're going to have a great, wonderful time today, ladies and gents. So, as soon as Cherry of Wood is done to be that produced, we'll start. So for the time being, enjoy the rest of this track real quick. Be right back. Alright, so if you listen to last week's podcast, you guys noticed that I was kind of agitated a little bit. Only for the main fact that to redo it again. Which wasn't bad once I re-listened to the second part I had did of that podcast I did last week for week 86. And the reason why I said it wasn't bad was for the fact that when I did the original week 86, it was a whole lot of, those of you that don't like curses, a whole lot of curse inside the podcast and things of that nature to really get different points of view straight across. So it was actually a blessing that that one had messed up and didn't go through, and that the other one that I did was very mild, was no foul language or whatever. So I had to take a look at the spiritual aspect of it. So I couldn't get mad at what was going through it. Regardless of that fact though, We're going to start today's post from this week. So let's go with today, and then we'll continue on with it. So January 29th, 2018, Blessed Monday. As I said, the month is almost over, which it already is. How well did you dare or fare on your first new chapter for 2018? Think about it. So the month of January is already over. Some folks thought that January was taking a long time to get through. To me, January actually flew by fast. Like the new year came and then it left. Meaning, the month of January said, "Hi, how you doing?" And then the next thing you know, we just went like, and now we're in the month of February. So with this post, I said that the month is already over, but I said, how well did you dare on your first new chapter of 2018? What I mean by how did you dare, I mean how did you dare to try new opportunities? Did you dare to try new experiences? Did you dare get out your comfort zone? Did you dare do something different that you was continuing from 2017 that you didn't fully accomplish? Or did you dare to accomplish something new that's going to get you to where you need to get at? So, if you had did a whole lot of dares for your first chapter of 2018, then do know that you can continue to dare to do new things during this month of February as well. So, however your first chapter is, it can still continue on to chapter 2. Just know that you still have time. While you still have the time that God has allowed you to give. So with that, let's continue. Alright, let's find the other post. So for January 30th, 2018, on the Grind Tuesdays, I said when your business is running slow, always go back to learning the 3 R's, which is rebuilding, rebranding, and replanning. There's a reason why I post the 3 R's. That was on Tuesday, right? So on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, I think I was still off the natural high of getting back to making music and things of that nature, and preparing sometime during the spring to bring back the radio show. Well, it's going to be late summer, but I'm bringing it more earlier because I want to get back on the airwaves. So with that, especially when we make more music off of my MacBook, you guys already heard the story in the other podcast. I got different portable hard drives for my MacBook Pro in order to put all of the files and stuff on a hard drive, so I'm going to use it off of my laptop, because my laptop has an external 1 terabyte hard drive. So 1 terabyte nowadays, especially if you do multimedia work like music or videography or even photography with big large files, 1 terabyte of storage is like 512 gigabytes. It's going to get eaten up pretty quickly nowadays. When it comes to music, it's definitely going to be eaten up very much quickly. So the new little internal portable hard drive that I have, I was able to put all the files in there so I could work off my music on the portable hard drives I have, which is a blessing. Which means the laptop can run smooth and I can do everything else smoothly. But at the same time, I was doing new beats and putting to the portable hard drive and things of that nature, I was still in the process of rebuilding and rebranding and replanning my brand. One of my good friends that hit me up, it's X-Force and Beats. I hadn't hit him back up yet because I'm still working on the material, but at the same time, I'm still rebuilding, replanning, and rebranding my brand, which is Rocket Productions, afar with Business Minded Leader. So, everything goes hand to hand. Business Minded Leaders is the offset of my brand here, Rocket Productions, which is more on music and everything else that falls in between it. But at the same time, when your business is running slow, you're not making that much revenue, things of that nature, it's always good to rebuild, replan, and rebrand. And the reason being is because when you have something new, or when something new out in the open comes that will benefit your business, you already have the rebranding process to get everything set straight. So always remember the 3 R's, which is rebuilding, rebranding, and replanning. It's never bad to do that. It's always good to do that. Let's continue. So for Motivational Wednesdays, January 31st, 2018, I said the first start of your chapter for the first month is just beginning. How will your chapter 2 start in this next following month? Think about it. So I said on January 31st. And the reason being because chapter 1, which was the month of January, is now over. It went by pretty quickly. We're now in the early stages of chapter 2. So however your chapter 2 is going to be, it's going to fall in line with what I'm going to talk about next right now. So for February 1st, 2018, daily tips Thursday, let's say your second chapter of your new life starts today. The question is, what new accomplishments will you complete for this month? Think about it. So January 31st and February 1st both align with each other. And the reason being because when you start your chapter 2, you want to figure out as to... But you want to figure out as to how you want to start your chapter off. Like for your chapter 2, are you continuing the things that you did from chapter 1 with chapter 2? Because if so, then how are you building up yourself in your second chapter of life? Because you just can't be stuck doing the same thing. You have to continue to be growing each and every day. I'll give you guys a good example. The chapter 2 for this year that I'm actually doing is still doing the podcast, is still making music, at the same time putting money to the side because I know things with the LLC comes up next month and also in April. But far from that, rebuilding, replanning, doing a radio show, but also doing bigger other things. So chapter 2 for me is to start getting more things off the ground once again like I did back in the day. And not just be still stuck doing the same thing. So that's how you guys got to be. You guys got to be the same thing in chapter 2 of your life and business. What is it that you want to do? Where's your set go? And go ahead and aim for it. Let's continue. So, for today's post on February 2nd, 2018, also it's Fridays, I said if you want to continue to build a legacy, you must first stop trying to gain approval from everybody else and build yourself up first. First and foremost, I want to say happy Black History Month to all my African American folks out here. I don't know why Siri had one off when I said happy Black History Month. But other than that, happy Black History Month to all my African folks around the world, different African ethnicities and mixed nationalities with African descent. Far from that, if you're on social media or just in life in general, stop trying to get approval from people. Especially if you are a grown behind person. I know some folks that are like that, that try to get my approval on things that, you know, they should already know what they need to do. And I look at some of those folks and things, I put it this way, if it's friends, it's like, you don't need my approval to do anything. Just do what you want to do. Family may be a little bit different. But when it comes to co-workers and stuff like that, it's like, yo, you can't be trying to seek approval from everybody. Just be yourself. Because the moment you are being clingy is the moment that you have not grown into a person that you need to be growing into. And I see a whole lot of folks, even on social media, they be seeking approval from folks that they don't know. It's like, stop doing that. It's whenever you continue to do that of seeking approval from folks, it's almost as if you are belittling yourself. You're making yourself seem way common than what you are. You make yourself seem less than what your mentality thinks it is. Meaning that you're most likely almost in a way a slave to other individuals. When I'm talking about slave to other individuals, I'm talking about I'm talking about all nationalities, all races, and things of that nature, and stuff like that. But it's sad when you see folks on social media try to get approval from a whole lot of people about whatever it is that they try to get approval from. It's like, that's not cool at all. It's not cute. It's not. It makes you look like an idiot, basically. Because it's like, why you try to get approval from another human being? Or why you try to get approval from another adult? That right there is very childish. Unless you are a child and a kid, then this is a different story. But if you are an adult, young adult, whatever, you should not be trying to seek approval from anybody. Just go out and do you. Straight up. So, with that, and I know this podcast seemed kind of shorter than what it was, but then again, it was kind of like the same way to us at the beach. It was pretty short. It wasn't that long. I think the one at the beach like around 21 minutes long or something like that. So yeah, not try to rush anything with the podcast, but everything was straightforward. Get to the point, explain it. Bam, you guys should understand it by now and whatnot. But with that though, ladies and gents, I do want to say this though. I should be back doing podcasts on Tuesdays, and if so, to stay tuned. Not for next Tuesday, but the Tuesday coming up after February, from the week of February 9th, if I'm not mistaken. And then that's when the new shipping goes into effect. So if I do have Mondays and Tuesdays off, then expect to see me on February 12th. No, because if the 10th's on Saturday, 11. Yeah, February 12th. Yeah. No, February 13th. Ooh, which is perfect. Expect to see me on February 13th for the full weekly podcast. Crap. Well, we'll see how that works out. And the reason being because the probably still do the little Friday podcast, so I'll see how it goes. I'll see how that goes. Oh, duh, that's for the video podcast. Expect to see me in the video podcast on that following Tuesday. I mean, it might be on February 9th. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Only because I have to get the schedule right back into order if it does happen like that. But the regular podcast will still be on Fridays. Just know I will come home from work like I used to do back in the day to do it, which is not bad at all. It's actually much more better. Because that way we still have time, still be fresh on the mind a little bit to do it and then be straight. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Oh, another big announcement. Like I said earlier in the beginning of this podcast, if you just now listen to this podcast, re-listen to it for the beginning. But I will say this again. Your boy should get back to the DJing online. Hopefully sometime in the spring. And if so, it's going to be fantastic. Yes. Clap it up, y'all. Clap it up. Have to let the effects play in the background because, it's very big. So I was talking to some of my brothers from the old DJ Familiar Clan. What that brand right there is, what we do, we are a collective of different like-minded DJs and entrepreneurs and things of that nature that's come together over the years to almost like being a private, not private, but pirate radio, whatever. Being your own type of DJ, but still promote your own business and things of that nature. And each of us has a different unique talent that we do. Most of us are music producers as well too. So we all came together, and everybody has different sets and stuff like that. And most of us inside of the group, we do DJing, we do hip hop, we do a whole lot of stuff, whatever. And we're international as well too. So I was talking to my brothers and sisters inside at the group chat and let them know that, hey, I'm going to be back on the airways pretty soon. And the reason why we was talking about it because Justin Timberlake's new album, Men in the Woods, that came out today, which it's a pretty good album. Reminds me of the 2020 Experience Part 1 and his very first album that he dropped or whatever, where he went solo. But nevertheless, though, I tell my people to try to get back on air. I said the midsummer. Then I say, during the springtime, because I have to listen to the Justin Timberlake albums, listen to the production by Timbaland and Pharrell and them. I'm like, you know what? I'm back to the producing. I need to get back to doing the DJing. And that'll fall into full circle for what I do, because I still do the podcasting and stuff. Like, I'm still doing the radio stuff, but it's most likely now everything's on the podcast. So I'm trying to flip from the podcast stuff now and get right back to doing the regular DJ stuff with the music. So I'm trying to balance that out, which is actually going to be pretty fun because that right there is going to keep me busy. It's going to keep the ball moving because I'm trying to do major, bigger things later on this year. This month especially included too. So with that though, ladies and gents, thank you guys for tuning into today's podcast. Stay tuned for next Friday's podcast. The video podcast might happen on Friday, maybe not on February 9th. We'll see. Actually, it is. And you know what I'll do is I'll throw a special podcast on February 13th. And then we'll try to build everything back up on that following February 17th-ish or whatever the date is going to be on the next Tuesday. And that's what we do the recap for the video podcast and things of that nature. So that way, everything else could fall into balance. Actually, you know what? I think I know how I could do this. So just stay tuned for it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very fantastic. But with that, though, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's podcast. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe and things of that nature. And with that, your boy Chinchilla Q is going to be signing off. So I'll catch you guys again next week. Next week is going to be week 88. And if I remember correctly, let me look on this phone. And let me look at the notes. Because, oh yeah, so that's right. Actually, next Friday, you know what? Yeah, we'll do the video podcast next Friday. We'll continue doing the last Friday. And the reason being is because next week it's going to be part 50. Can you believe it? Part 50 of the video vlog since we came back and did it last year. Let's clap it up for that and cheer for that too. Yes. I'll play some background music for this real quick though. Alright. So I'll play one of my instrumentals in the background while I talk about this. So next week, ladies and gents, it's going to be part 50 or week 50, however you guys want to call it, for the video vlog. So I'm not quite sure which beach I want to go to just yet to do the podcast. For the video podcast, but I know it's not going to be at Santa Monica if you guys think that. But nevertheless, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fun. And I'm excited about it because I'm like, dang, we came back and did a video vlog last year. I'm like, and we are already on part 50 for this month. That's amazing. And so week 88 of this regular podcast is next week. We almost close to 100 podcasts, rather believe it or not. But just a continuation of it and things of that nature is just a blessing. But doing 50 video vlogs, I mean, we've done 50 videos before too on YouTube, what we did back 2014, 2015. But to do it at the beach and to come back and use different cellular devices to do it, that's been a blessing. Especially you guys on Periscope that have been rocking with a brother, and also on Twitter, it's also been a blessing too. So do know that next week is going to be a special video vlog, so just stay tuned for that. But with that though, ladies and gents, it's your boy Chinchilla Q, also known as Q1 at FitRockProductions.com. Saying your peace inside your number one love. I'm out. I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning into this week's podcast. We truly appreciate you guys. You guys can visit my social media sites, especially the Snapchat on Chinchi2113. That is Chinchi2113. The Instagram and YouTube and stuff, that's on my website at hitrockerproductionstm.com. That is hitrockerproductionstm.com. Stay tuned for that because hitrockerproductionstm.com will be revamped again. I will be redoing the whole website. So I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to do that. But other than that, though, stay tuned because it's going to be a whole lot of changes and stuff. So with that, though, I thank you guys for tuning into today's podcast. And just go ahead and listen to the rest of this track. Well, it's going to be done in a few minutes anyway, so I might as well continue to finish talking. But with that, though, I appreciate each and every one of you guys once again. I'm about to get ready to actually start working on the website and work on some music and then do some studying. So with that, your boy Chinchilla Q, also known as Q Moore, saying peace, sayonara, one love, I'm out. Deuces.